to topic number 3. Now, guys, this is something that I'm actually looking forward to right here. I love this movie. I love this franchise. I remember when I saw this in high school, or was I in junior high? I remember exactly what theater I went to. I felt cool going to the movies by myself. Not actually with some of my friends when I saw this. I don't know why. But y'all remember The Mummy with Brendan Fraser? And the third one, they had The Rock as the Scorpion King. He's finna do Black Adam. And then the third one was a Tomb of the Dragon Emperor with Jet Li. That franchise wasn't that bad. But how would y'all feel if they wanted to come back to do another one with the original gentleman, Mr. Brendan Fraser? And that is what is going to bring us to topic number 3, coming from Variety. Brendan Fraser is open to 4th Mummy movie. Says Tom Cruise's reboot flopped because it wasn't fun. I agree. And if you're watching this via live on the replay, there's a link down to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And we got to take a break because Miss Harper is here. Hey, Miss Harper, how you doing? Thank you so much, ma'am. Brendan Fraser is open to come back. Brendan Fraser landed on the A-list thanks to his role as the role-licking adventurer Rick O'Connell in The Mummy and its 2 sequels. And he hasn't returned to the land of the undead since 2008's The Mummy, The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. But Fraser says he's open to revisiting the franchise that made him a megastar. I don't know how it will work, he admits, but I'd be open to it if someone came up with the right conceit. Fraser shared his thoughts on the film from the series as a part of a Variety cover story on the making of The Whale, a drama about a beast man trying to reconnect with his estranged daughter. That film has landed him in the thick of the Oscar race. Interesting. As a part of the story, Fraser looked back on the matinee idol days. The Mummy director Stephen Sommers said he cast the actor because he possessed a very specific set of skills. He could throw a punch and take a punch, and he had a great sense of humor. He says, "You're really like the guy. He never comes across as cocky or arrogant." He added that Fraser did as many of his own stunts as he could, even injuring his knee at one point. Dedication, but powering through it to complete the film. He was game for anything we threw at him, Sommers said. When Universal rebooted The Mummy in 2017, Fraser wasn't invited back to the party. Instead, it was given to Tom Cruise, who was left to deal with the consequences of unearthing an ancient tomb. It is hard to make that movie, he says. The ingredient that we had going for our Mummy, which I didn't see in that film, was fun. That was lacking in that incarnation. It was too much of a straight-ahead horror movie. The Mummy should be a thriller ride, but not terrifying and scary. I know how difficult it is to pull it off, Fraser adds. I tried to do it 3 times. Interesting. I want to see this, y'all. I do. I like the Mummy franchise. I really did. I like, the Mummy Returns. I didn't like the Scorpion King, that one right there. With the one with the Rock. That was okay. They actually released that movie without it being finished. Now the Mummy Returns, the sequel, critics didn't really care for it. It got a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes and 63% from the audience. But let's try to find what the original movie did. The Mummy. Let's see here. I may not. Okay, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. And this one was okay. I know I really liked the first. Oh gosh, 13% and 30%. Damn, Gina. That's not that good right there. Now, what did the original one make though? That's one of my 87 movies. The Mummy Rebirth, The Mummy. Let's see here. I don't know. Wait, I gotta find it. But let me see if I can get that for you. But in the meanwhile,
finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Well, guys, you know what that means. As I am trying to find this mummy movie, we have a guest backstage. Guest backstage. It's been a while too. Y'all know who it is. Coming to the stage right now.
I lived my entire life waiting for this moment. Indingo Indidaka! Unyanaka Njobu! I found my daddy with panther claws in his chest. Nah, I'm your king. Come on.
Yes, it is Larry, aka Killmonger. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm good, man. How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
I am feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. Just talking about this movie news. You know,
Yeah,
right
first
now,
of
this
all,
mummy and
no
all
to
that.
Liam Neeson, yes to Brendan Fraser. So there
Okay,
you go.
okay, nice. I like that. I like that. What? So you are a fan of the old Mummy franchise?
I am. I'm a fan of the old Mummy franchise, and I like it. I want them to bring it back, but I want them to do it in sort of the fun action adventure comedy that it was, and not that sort of trying to be scary, trying to be too serious thing that they did with what's his name, Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
You know, I wasn't really into that, but I like the Mummy is in the sort of the same vein I thought of as like Indiana Jones. Not to say that they were the same quality movie, but they were in that same vein where they were at big productions, action adventures, but they were also funny.
Gotcha.
And
I like that.
And it should be that. It should stay that way.
I agree, because they didn't do too well with the one with Tom Cruise. It wasn't the best. But guys, I know there's a few people that haven't been here. This is the first time here, so if you don't know, of course, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. This gentleman is, very, very hilarious, very, very funny. You know, has great insight. You can follow him on social media. His information is also in the description of this video and on my channel tab. Everyone is loving to see you, Larry. So that's what's up, man. And so thank you for being here, my brother. I appreciate it.
I'm loving to see them. I'm glad to be back.
Going back to the Mummy here, I just want to look at this real quick before we move on. $80 million budget, 415 worldwide. So they made a sequel.
Good to me.
Yep, that was smart. The Mummy Returns, $98 million budget, 40. You know, still profitable. Made a little less, but
they didn't give a much of an increase considering how well it did.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, 80 million. Oh, 18 million. That's fair. That's fair. $18 million increase. And then Dragon, the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
It looks like it probably just about broke even, maybe.
Yeah. Just you know, that budget shot up. So 145 times 3. 435 would have you know, 3 times. And so I don't know, you guys. I'm looking forward to a Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser coming back. You know, I had a lot of fun with those films, and you know, I think there's still a lot of story to tell. You know, there's a ton of mummies and skeletons across the planet that they can get into.
You know what I hope they don't do though?
What's that?
I hope they don't try and send him on some crazy yo-yo diet where they have him now trying to lose 150 pounds and try and get all abbed up and look like you know, the old sort of young version of himself that's fit. I hope they have him sort of the older dude that has some pounds on him. He's a bit out of shape. And I hope they write that into the script. So as he's running around trying to do all this stuff, he's running around as if he's a 50-something-year-old man who's not like, you know, who's not some dude who's worked out every day of his life, because that to me makes it much more real and funny than it would be if you just try and make him this, you know, basically a continuation of his younger self.
It just depends on how they tell it in the execution, because I see your point, but at the same time, he was already in shape. And two, if you're living that type of lifestyle, if that's your career, if that's what you do, you know, you're going to be in some type of physical shape anyway to go on these expeditions and treks and adventures and stuff. And so I don't want them turning him to a fat Thor.
No, I don't want him to be a fat Thor, but I want them to write it in such a way that he's not like, I mean, yes, obviously, if you're out there and you're being this Indiana Jones type of anthropologist dude that's out there and you're just running around for decades, sure, you're going to stay in shape. But I would really love to have him. Maybe they show him show a picture of him all fit from the past, and maybe they show an old photo of him and he's all abbed up, and then they cut forward. Maybe they're not even cutting forward. Maybe they're just showing what he used to look like, and then they go and enter the classroom, and he's like in there teaching a class or doing whatever, and he's gained 40 pounds, and he's no longer looking like that, and people are like, "Whoa, what happened?" But what happened is 20 years. That's what I mean. To me, that would be funnier, because when you look at the reality of life, most people don't go from being abbed up in their 20s or 30s to looking the exact same way when they're in their 50s. They just don't. Right. And so it would be funnier. I think it would give opportunities for another actor to come in to maybe be that action star. He can be in there, but you can also have somebody else that has the opportunity to sort of do the running, the jumping, all the other stuff. And then maybe they can take over the franchise and he can pass the torch.
Appreciate it, man. And again, guys, if you're watching this via live on the replay, there is a link down to this article in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure.
And somebody said you can't run from monsters with a dad bod. Harrison Ford was running from all kinds of stuff when he had the dude was like 70 years old the last movie he made. I don't know how old he was, but dude was old.